Okay, don't say nothing because I'm in the same outfit as I was in the last video, y'all. Welcome back to my channel. Catch me on the flip. Here I do vlogs, stream of content, and whatever else I feel like posting. And today is whatever else I feel like posting because wait, no, it's a story time. What am I talking about? Anyways, y'all, I am making a new series. The first one is the Baddie University, which, okay, also I didn't ask y'all in that video, do y'all prefer the glasses on for the Baddie University videos? I don't know if these glasses give like university. Anyways, but this series here is called Failed Job Friday, and shout out to that name from Popped by Cherry. I had this idea and then I looked up the name, and then she already had this name, and this was years ago, but she doesn't do this series anymore, I don't think, and I don't know, I'm gonna use the name because I'm gonna be posting my ex jobs on Fridays. Okay, so yes, Failed Job Friday, and I'm gonna be telling y'all about all the different jobs I have formerly had. I get a lot of like friends be like, you've lived so many different lives, which is true, and I've also gotten a lot of friends that say you've worked everywhere, which is also true. Like, I haven't done every job, but I've worked in pretty much all the industries. I've worked in aviation, I've worked in gas stations, I've worked in food service, I've worked in warehouses, I've worked in other industries, you know. I've worked pretty much everywhere. I'm a hustler. A little something, a little tea. I mean, like, I don't be keeping the jobs. So we're gonna get into all the tea about the jobs that I had, why I left, and all the drama that happened there. Okay, so when I was like 15 years old, I was living with my dad, and my dad lived in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I was about to go into my 9th grade year of high school. I was so excited. It was the summertime prior, and I had lived with my mom in 8th grade. She lived in Concord, North Carolina. So I had moved from Concord down to Myrtle Beach. If y'all know anything about Myrtle Beach has the Broadway at the beach. It's like a big pavilion thing. It's like, you know, everybody comes and visit when they go to Myrtle Beach. They come and visit the Broadway at the beach and see all the like little amusements and restaurants and all different type of stuff they have there. And I wanted a job, so I would spend my time like taking care of my dad, helping him with stuff, going to the library, you know, like maybe going to my brother's mom's house, because like I said, my brothers are half siblings, so they had a different mom than me. Their mom lived like not too far from me, so I would go to her house, but I wouldn't really do too much stuff. And I wasn't allowed to go to the actual beach by myself because my dad was like, hell no, them people be kidnapping. No, you cannot go to the beach by yourself. I do not want you to get human trafficked. I understood, I respected that, and it would be hella tourists, and it would just be a lot going on down there. So I was not allowed to go to the beach by myself, so I needed to figure out something to spend my time doing. And for some reason, I think I wanted a job. I know when I lived with my mom, I really wanted a job because with my mom, we was poor. Like, it was not fun. Like, living with my mom, it was tough. We didn't really have like everything. With my dad, I was definitely way more put up. Like, it was such a stark difference between living with my dad and living with my mom. But living with my mom, I that's where I had really got this idea about working, because I wanted things and my mom wouldn't be able or get them for me. So for me, in my head, I'm thinking, if I get me some money, I get a job, I can do the things for myself. So that's where I really feel like this idea was coming from. But yeah, at this point, I wasn't even living with my mom anymore. I was with my dad. And I go to Broadway at the beach looking for a job because I'm like, that's the best place to go. Look, it's all the jobs in one place. So literally, I spent the whole day one day walking around to every single shop, place, store. It was tough. It was tough, y'all. It was not easy. Like, my feet was hurting. I was only in 9th grade, or I wasn't even in 9th grade yet. I was wearing Converse, I was wearing jeans, and I was hot, and my feet was hurting. Wearing some damn Converse to go job hunting. Like, I should have had me some Oasis or something on. Anyways, I almost got a job at the fudgery, but when I went in there and I asked to speak to the manager came out the back and was like,
"Can you sing?"
And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like,
"Well, sing."
And that was me. Y'all, I just froze. And he was like, "Sing." And I was like, "Oh no, I'm sorry, I can't do this." And y'all, he was like, he shrugged and went back to the back. I didn't know that at the fudgery the job is like to sing. Like literally you stand outside and you sing to bring people in. Like I did not know that. I never had been to the fudgery or whatever. So I didn't know when I asked for a job they was gonna make me sing on the spot. Like that was so uncomfortable. So yeah, and it was even funny because later that night after all of this happened, I went to church. That was one of the last places I had probably went to that day. But I had went to church and one of my church peers was like, "You know what? You have the personality. You should work at the fudgery." And I did not even have the heart to tell her what happened because lo and behold, y'all, some tea is I used to have a crush on that girl I went to church with, which is like, I know that's like, girl, not you having a crush on a girl you go to church with. That is so unholy. Why are you being gay? Like, I couldn't help it. But anyways, yeah, so I definitely could not tell my crush about an embarrassing moment where I froze up on the spot. So I was like, yeah, I'll definitely look into that. Yeah, I definitely look into working there type vibe, you know what I'm saying? Because I gotta play it off. Like, I can't look like I be freezing under pressure. Like, what? Anyways, so the next day I did go back because I'm not a giver-upper. One thing about your girl, I'm not a giver-upper. I went back and I walked around again and I tried to look for a place that I didn't go to before, even though I went to every single place. But this is what happened. There was a man setting up a kiosk and it was like one of those little cart ones, and it was in the middle stream, you know, between two other businesses. I think it was next to like Build-A-Bear Workshop, and it was like not a Justice but like some type of like store like that, you know what I'm saying, and some other stuff, right? But there was this man setting up and I hadn't talked to him, so I asked him like, "Hi, are you hiring?" Da, da, da. He asked me how old I was. I told him how old I was, and he felt like I was a little bit young for the job because, like I said, I was 15. Like, he really wanted somebody who was at least 16, 18 or up, just as a third, you know what I'm saying? Because the job was, y'all, I don't know if I could say the name of, like, for franchise purposes, but let's call it like the Nutty Booth. We gonna call it the Nutty Booth, okay? He made like nuts, vegan, gluten-free, like coated nuts, you know, like he would like cook them in this like coating that would like sweeten them or whatever. I wouldn't say roast them, but something like that, right? When this man is telling me about the business or whatever, I'm like, cool, I'm for it. And y'all, he was asking me about my GPA, but lo and behold, I was not even in high school yet, so I didn't know a GPA. So I just told him I made A's and B's, and there was like a lady who was coming up to buy some nuts, and she was hearing this exchange, and I told her my grades. And then I remember I even said I had like a B in math, and he was like, "Why do you have a B in math?" And I said, like, I don't like algebra, or I don't know. I just told him I just was making stuff up, y'all. Like, literally, that's how you get a job. People be like, "How you keep a job?" Make stuff up, honey. Make stuff up. Make stuff up. Listen, I be on Indeed telling them I done coach people and I done traveled to. Listen, make stuff up. Do you want the money or no? I'm kidding, y'all. Don't follow that advice. But I mean, if you need the job, you need the money. But yeah, if you want to keep the job, that's a different story. But if you want to get the job, tell them people what they want to hear. Okay, honey? Yeah, so I'm telling him this. He like, all right, like, I think cool. Like, come back that the third day and we gonna work something out. So he asked me for my number. I didn't have a phone number. I had to give him my dad's phone number. I left, went home, told my dad I got a job. My dad, he wasn't even really too happy about this, because my dad was really like, what is this getting a job thing about? And my dad was literally like such an extremist. My dad would be like,
I don't want you to get this job and then think you can just move out on your own.
Like, I feel like parents be snitching on themselves and telling that they was dumb, because that's clearly you only thought about that because that was some dumb stuff you would have done when you was 15. Baby, I'm not you. Like, especially my brother. Like, my brother used to be saying dumb stuff like I don't know, like, I just hate when parents try to do that. Like, just because you was stupid and because you was doing that type of stuff, don't try to put that on me, because I'm not even like that. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, so I got this job and I was the free sample girl. Like, I don't really know the official name of the job, but like, this is me. Free nuts. Free nuts. Free nuts. Free nuts. Free nuts. Like, when people walk by, like, I'm asking them, do they want some nuts? And then if they get the sample, then I talk to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was my job. Nothing super special, nothing super exciting. And I couldn't work behind the booth, like cooking the nuts down, because I wasn't old enough. And if I did work, you know, behind the booth or whatever, and I got burnt or something, it could have been a bigger liability for him, because he was already like a new business. He was leasing the name and the nuts and the everything business. Like, he was one of those business owners. Like, do you know how people can have a Mickey D's or whatever, but it's so many Mickey D's, they just like lease the title or whatever, and the company gives them all the products and stuff they need. It was that kind of business, right? And so I have to look up and see what that's called, but I think it's a franchise. But yeah, that's basically what his business was. And so, you know, he's trying to follow rules to the T, but he's just one man, and he's starting up this business, and he had been on the wait list to get his business at the Broadway at the beach for years, and he finally is getting his business up. You know, he doesn't really have a lot of money for things, so he's really limiting my hours. I really wasn't working that much. It was just like I worked a little bit, worked a few hours, and I would be in the hot blistering sun. And y'all, here's a little bit of me lore. I used to be a Latter-day Saint, like a Mormon, so I would dress very modestly. And so like, it would be blistering hot summer, but I would not wear shorts. I would wear long pants because I did not want to show my thighs. Nobody said I couldn't wear shorts, but I'd be committed to stuff, you know. So when I was committed to my religion, baby, I was committed. Like, you could not tell me nothing. You get what I'm saying? I'm so far from modesty now, it's crazy. She says wearing a sweater. But no, that is one of the things that I do very much enjoy. I'm still a pretty chill girl, you know what I'm saying? But I do definitely love and enjoy being myself, but like getting to express myself how I want, you know, with what I wear and all that different type of stuff. Anyways, so the man had told me, he was like, do you mind getting paid under the table? And I was like, no, that's cool, that's great, that's fine. He was the only person that was gonna hire me, y'all. I didn't care if he paid me under the ceiling. Like, baby, as long as you paying me. Like, y'all, I didn't even know what that meant. I was 15. I didn't know about what I only heard about that in movies. I didn't know what that was, and I didn't care. Like, I did not care. Y'all, I don't even remember how much I was getting paid an hour, but I think I was probably getting like maybe minimum wage. Like, I think I was getting paid minimum wage. Like, it really wasn't a lot of money. And like, on my lunch break, I would walk to like I think it was like a Jack Daniel's restaurant, and I would go get a pizza, and I would sit and order a pizza, and you would get a discount if you worked at Broadway at the beach. So I would just order one slice of pizza, and I would get my little discount. And the people there who worked there used to always act annoyed, like they didn't want to talk to me. I don't know why people be like so grumpy at their jobs. Like, get a new one. Listen, if y'all, that's one thing y'all gonna learn about me, baby. If I don't like my job, I'm gonna get a new one. So yeah, but they used to be grumpy, but I never took it personally. And then I would leave and I would walk across the little bridge past the Auntie Annie's, Auntie Annie's, Auntie Anne's, whatever you call the damn thing. Auntie Annie's, whatever. So I passed that over the little bridge thingy, and then I would just stroll back past the Build-A-Bear workshop and post back up in my job. And you know, free nuts. They're gluten-free, they're vegan, and give these people this little spiel, and that was my little job. And y'all, like, I was enjoying my job. Like, I did not really care that I was in the blistering sun or I was barely getting paid, or a lot of the time people would walk past me and ignore me when I was offering them free nuts. Like, I liked my job. I had a sense of pride. I was making money. I had a reason to get up and do something in the morning. Like, I'm a hustler, baby. Like, what? Like, listen, like, I was making my own money. And when it comes down to it, I was really making myself happy, because at this point I was 15. 13-year-old me, 12-year-old me, 13-year-old me, 14-year-old me really wish she could have had a job and been out here in the streets working like that. So really, I was healing my inner child. So I'm constantly coming to work, like, doing my little thing, but y'all know I couldn't work that many hours. So, like, even though sometimes I could still be in the mood to work longer, they tell me, nah, you gotta go home. The guy who owned it, he didn't really work there. He hired a bunch of, like, foreign exchange students who were, like, in college or whatever, and he had them working there, and he would just call and, like, check up on them and ask what was going on, because really it took the one person to offer the free samples and the one person to cook. They were supposed to rotate, but because I wasn't old enough to work behind the stove thing, I didn't rotate with the other person, so they wouldn't get a break from being behind the cooker in the heat. So really, them having me there actually made everybody's job harder, but that's not the point. Because really, anyways, so let me tell y'all, it was this one day out of nowhere, they called my dad's phone and they basically said they have a delivery coming in and they need me to come into work. So I'm like, okay, I'm coming. They're like, right now, like, it's about to come. Calling me out of late, you know, this is crazy, but listen, me now, I'd have been like, no, I can't make it. I can't work on, like, last minute circumstances like this. I get on my bike. I ride my bike all up the street, riding my bike. Like, I did not play about a bike, honey. Like, I don't play about a bike. Y'all see these calf muscles? That's because I rode my bike growing up. Anyways, so yes, so I'm riding my bike. And I ride my bike all the way from my dad's apartments down to the Broadway at the beach. And I meet the girl Natasha, and we have to go ride our bikes to this delivery place or this delivery truck and get the load of deliveries. I have to help her set up this stuff or whatever. And yeah, and that was, I remember that being like one of my last, like, gigs or whatever. But it was a little bit after that occurrence that I had went to go pick up my pay. And so I didn't have a check or anything. They just handed me an envelope. The girl was on the phone with the manager when she handed me the envelope. And the dude who owned the business, he was like, how much did she get paid? Asking her. And because I heard the girl say $100. And that's how much was in my envelope, $100. And so I guess he got upset about that or whatever. And so he had told her that, I know that's way too much time. That's way too many hours. I'm working way too many hours. And he had the girl basically fire me. Natasha goes, we'll call you when we need you. And I said, I don't have a phone. And she said, we'll call you when we need you. And I took my $100 and that was it, honey. That was it. That was my job. That was, I don't even think I think I worked there like a week. I can't really even recall, because this has happened so long ago, y'all. This has happened like years and years and years ago. But yeah, and then I rode my bike home after collecting my pay, and I told my dad that I didn't have that job anymore, or that they would call me when they need me and they were letting me go, or they were firing me or whatever. Because to me, I was like, so you firing me? Because I was like, you gonna call me when you need me? Like, I don't have a phone. Like, yes, y'all call my dad's phone, but like, what do you mean call me when you need me? It's just, I was thinking, like, why don't you just cut down my hours? I felt like he was being funny. Like, what do you mean you'll call me when you need me? But yeah, y'all, that's what happened. My dad was literally like,
good, you don't need a job, you know.
them hoes being extra. Like, I don't care if I need a job, nigga. Like, I want a job. Like, but yeah, and so after that, I did go on a job hunt, but it was very weird. Like, y'all, like, it was like around that time, the end of the season, summer season. So all the businesses were hiring, were starting to fire. And this is one of the times that I actually did go to like the beach strip on my own. And it was like, I recognized why my dad was like, don't go down there by yourself, because y'all, why the hell was I even, it's a little side tangent, but why the hell was I going to one of these places and there's a girl in the doorway and she leans over backwards at me and she says, hey little girl, you want a tattoo? And I was like, no, I'm 15. And she was like, so? And I was like, what the heck? What the heck? Y'all, I hated it down there. And all the business owners and stuff that work down there, they was saying, we're not hiring, we're firing, we're firing, we're firing. Because it's like the end of the season. They need to get rid of them employees because Myrtle Beach in the wintertime is like nothing like Myrtle Beach in the summertime. So, yeah. But that was it. And then eventually I started back school and I didn't really get a job until 10th grade. And that was at Chick-fil-A. And if y'all want to hear about that one, which I don't really care if y'all want to hear about it, y'all gonna hear about it, because I done got these videos planned out. They gonna come out sometime or another. But yeah, if you like the story about my first job and my first firing on Failed Job Friday, then yeah, let me know in the comments below. And I know you hate to see me go, but you'll have to catch me on the flip. Bye.